Tell us about your new album, Sacred Heart. Is it a natural progression from your earlier records?
Well, the album Sacred Heart is the third in a series of Dio albums. And I think it's a very natural progression as to what we've done. We didn't go in with concepts in mind. We didn't try to make it more progressive. I think it's because the band knows itself so much better now. We're confident with each other. We're confident in the studio playing and putting all the material together. I think it's just a very, very natural progression of things. It's nothing we planned. It's very lucky that it came out that way.
Your stage shows are always very elaborate productions. Are they more than just a concept to you?
The most important thing about bringing a big stage set out, to me, is that we're giving value to the kids who have to spend a lot of money for a ticket. They do have a lot of choices these days. You can go see Band A, Band B, Band X, Band Z, whichever you'd like to see. I've always felt that if you bring them something that is going to be worth all of the money and the time that it takes them to collect that money, then they probably will go to your show first. That's not the underlying reason. The underlying reason is that I feel it's important that you present theater with music. I think it makes it come much more alive, and that goes hand in hand with the value for money. If you're presenting a circus on the road, I think everyone wants to go and see it and will come away enjoying it. That's the reason, really, for bringing it out.
Your lyrics have always been filled with mythological and medieval references. Why is that?
I like very much the values of that time. The values were that instead of the black knight leaping out from behind a tree and dragging the damsel behind a bush, the white knight was usually there to leap out from another tree and strike the black knight to the ground. It's just a matter of value. Chivalry was a fantastic idea. It's too bad that we've not been able to use a bit more of it or have it be apparent in our society. I like to write around those themes because they take us out of the real world. I think we have enough problems to deal with every time we look at the television or read the newspaper. And if there's some way that I, through my lyrics and through the music that we write together, can give you a little bit of escapism, then I think that's probably a nice thing in this period of our socially disruptive times.
Do you come up with all the concepts for staging?
The concepts are done by Wendy and myself. Wendy is my manager, Wendy Dio. And we come up with the concepts for the album covers first, and then we take them one step farther and make them into reality with what you will see at our show.
Do you ever tire of touring?
I think I'd be a liar if I said I didn't tire of touring. Of course, everyone gets tired at some point, but it's the life that I like the best. It's a chance for me to become better at what I do, to hear the opinions of the people I'm playing for, to see whether I'm doing it right or not. It's my craft, it's my job, it's my art, it's all of those things. But like everyone else who works at whatever job, you occasionally get bored with it. That's just human nature. I'd like to be lying on the beach today too. But this is my work, and this is what I love the most and care about the most, so I forsake the beach for being here and talking to you.
Are you attracted to the vagabond life? Would you consider not seeing the same place every day? Do you like to travel?
I think so. I must be very nomadic. I like to see a different place every day, see a different face every day, hear a different idea every day. I think I like to travel because I get to meet the people that I have to deal with, and I find out whether I have my finger on the pulse of this country or any other country, and whether I have my finger on the pulse of young ideas and young values. I think that being a vagabond sometimes keeps you very young, and I'd like to think that it's done that for me. I know it has inside of me. I'm not yet ready to bare my physical self and show you if there's any flab there, but there's not much, so I think I'm all right.
Tell me how Dio differs, from previous bands you've been in.
Well, I think that the most overriding factor is that we're very honest with each other, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not in any of the bands before that I could mention. Whenever you delude yourself that you're more important than the whole, or that the whole is more important than you, I mean, I know it's a reverse kind of situation, but whenever you delude yourself into thinking that, then it's all going to fall apart. So with honesty, it can only either stay together for a long period of time or mean a very amenable parting, which I think is very important too. I have been in some bands where some of those ex-members and I don't speak anymore at all, and I think that's a real shame. All of us in those days put a lot of ourselves, we wrenched a lot of ourselves out of our hearts and our souls, and to see it destroyed because of petty jealousies and because of dishonesty, I think was the worst thing that ever happened. Fortunately, we made good music during those times, but the friendships didn't last. And I think the other thing that makes us different is that we try to write with intelligence. I know I try to lyrically write with intelligence and imagination to allow the listener to create his own concept or her own concept of what the song is really about. It could be your song. It could be Fred's song. It could be Phil's song. It could be my song. It has a different meaning to each who listen to it. And I think for, again, all those reasons, the honesty and the fact that we try to do it with intelligence, and we try to let everyone that we play for be part of this band. We consider the audience to be a sixth member of this band. They are that important to us. That's what makes us different than all the others, I think.
Is there anything else you would like to say to the audience?
Well, I think the same I've always said, and that's thank you for caring about me as much as you do. And I know you do because you write to me and tell me that. And I read all of those things. If I don't reply to them personally and immediately, it's only because my schedule is such that I don't really have time for anything but my work. So I have people to deal with it for me, and hopefully they've been taking care of it. But thank you for your concern and for your care and for the love that you've shown me, and I hope that I've returned that to you. And the best way for me to show that I'm going to return my love is that we'll be back on the road playing in your town, every town, and giving our stage show and ourselves and our music. And that's my way of saying thank you for being so wonderful to me. Thanks.